gentlemen, Reginald Scott here, and welcome to this bike cleaning video. Now today we're going to be testing the products from the company called Purple Harry on my bike to see whether they're any good. So let me first off show you what the products are, and then I'll show you the condition of my bike so you can get a really good idea as to what these products can do for you. So up for test today is going to be the bike cleaner and degreaser, the bike polish and frame protector, the multi-purpose maintenance spray, and a dry chain lube which I will apply after I've finished cleaning my drivetrain. I'm also going to be using these things, which are the kind of pipe cleaners manufactured by Purple Harry, which are the bike floss. So let's have a look at the condition of my bike as it is at the moment. We'll start off with the drivetrain, what condition that's in. It's absolutely filthy. As you can see, there's oil and crud and muck on there. There is actually quite a considerable amount of rust on the chain. Unfortunately, when I put it in the box for shipping, it wasn't lubed up well enough, and as you can see, the chain has begun to rust. You can see the orange there coming off on my fingers. So I don't know what condition I can bring this chain back to, but we will see. So this is a really tough test for Purple Harry products. Just have a look at this section of the bike. It's covered in mud. All the jockey wheels are filthy. Absolutely awful condition. My bike has never been so bad. The big rings, chain rings, filthy as well. Underside of the frame, disastrously mucky. Up in these small gaps at the back here, there's dirt and mud and grime. So generally, a very filthy bike. So first up, the cleaner and degreaser. I'm putting a lot on because I want to give it a good fair test, but also the reason why I'm putting so much on at the moment, I don't know if you can see me, the reason why I'm putting so much on at the moment is because I'm not actually noticing much of an effect. Usually the stuff I use, the engine degreasant I use for car engines, as soon as you put it on, oil just starts dripping off the gears. I put a load of this on now and I've not noticed anything happen yet, so I keep putting it on to see if I'm seeing any reaction, but so far there's nothing on the floor. I'll try scrubbing it with my brush and see what happens. Can you see me? Okay. This is nearly empty now. I haven't got much left. I would say there's about a quarter of a bottle left, and as far as I can see, it's not doing anything. I'm wondering whether it's got something to do with me, whether I'm doing something wrong. I've read the instructions. It just says apply liberally, wait for a few minutes, and then scrub it off. It doesn't appear to be doing anything. And I've got the feeling I'm going to be here all day if I carry on with this. I'm going to empty the remainder of this bottle on my drivetrain, on my cassette, to see if it has any effect at all. If it doesn't, then I'm getting my Gunk, and I'm going to use Gunk instead, the engine degreasant, because this is going to take all day, and I want to test the other products. So this, I'm not going to call it a failure yet until I've emptied it. So I'm going to empty it now. I mean, it just looks like water. It smells like very, very light degreaser. I mean, like 1 part in 10 maybe. And it's slightly soapy. It's got sort of like bubbles inside it, but it's clear. There's nothing in it. Okay, that's all of it. Right, I'll show you how things are looking now, just so you can get an idea of what effect it's had. That is the amount of dirt displaced by the Purple Harry product. It looks to me like mostly rust and surface dirt. There's not much oil in this water. If there was any oil in the water, you would be able to see like the rainbow effect, possibly. Looks to me, like I say, just like surface muck and oil, rust particles. And then this is the, come on, focus man, this is the chain rings. It's spread the oil around, so it's like slightly shifted it, but then it's just restuck straight away. And as for the cassette, I mean, a little bit has come off, but I don't know whether that's just because I'm scrubbing it with a brush. Right, I've got the light on now. It's kind of making it all look a bit green, which is weird. As you can see, it's still pretty filthy. It's still pretty filthy. So this is after I've applied all of this. This is empty now. Right, this is a litre of Gunk. This costs about £9 in the UK. I shipped this over here with my bike, and you're going to see the difference that this is going to make. This is going to absolutely eat the grease, the muck and the oil on this bike. Right, I've put a load of Gunk inside the same container as the Purple Harry product. We're going to see what difference this makes. Right, look at the oil that's coming off there. That's with the same amount of, well, about a quarter of the amount of fluid that I've just used with the Purple Harry. Right, so now I've got my bike chain relatively clean using the Gunk. I'm going to try and use this bike floss to really bring that chain up shiny. And I'm also going to use it in between the cassette, the rings on the cassette, to try and get right down in there and clean in between. So it soaks the Gunk up nicely. So it seems to be having quite a good effect on the inside of the cassette here. What I normally use is something like this, which comes from Wilko's, and they're not expensive. I think they're about £5 for this and a brush as well. Brushes like this. So I'll put a link in the description below if you want to have a look at Wilko's website, see if you can buy yourself one. So you can, in theory, go through each one of your links with this. You know, if you're really anal like that and you want to be here all day. Right, so that's, I think, about as good as I'm going to get the chain and the drivetrain, the rings and the cassette for now, but it's a vast improvement in what it was. These black marks that you can see is where the surface of the cassette has actually worn away from use, so that's not dirt. So now what I'm going to do is remove the wheels from the bike so I can get into the back triangle and forks more easily and finish washing the bike down. Right, so I've finished washing the bike now. It's been dried off with an old rag, soaked, rinsed, everything's finished. Now I'm going to try using the bike polish. So for the paintwork on the bike, this has to be left for 5 to 10 minutes before it can be buffed off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the polish now, let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes, and while I'm doing that I'm going to use the maintenance spray on the chain and the gears to try and drive out any moisture that's been left behind. Okay, while that's settling in there and doing its job, I'm going to take the maintenance spray and try and drive out any moisture that's left in the chain or the drivetrain. There you go, all sorted. Now I'll just wait for the polish. Right, I want to show you this. This is what I expect from a maintenance spray. As you can see, I've been rubbing this on the chain in all the areas where I've applied the maintenance spray, and all the rust and moisture is coming out into my piece of kitchen paper here. So that's what I expect from a reasonable maintenance spray or a decent maintenance spray. Look, see? So even though I've washed this so many times, I've applied various different degreasants to it, there's always some residue left over, and you can expect this when you clean your bike. So I've got a clean sock, and I'm now buff the frame up, take off the polish, see how it looks, get it out into the sunlight before it gets dark so you can see what it looks like, and then give you my impression on the products that I've used today. Oh, and I have to lube the chain as well. Right, let's get her out into the sunlight and show you what she looks like. So, here's the finished product. The bike polish has done quite a nice job. I don't know whether it's made it significantly better than it would have done had I just cleaned it, but it's not done a bad job. As for the chain, obviously it looks a lot better than it did, but it's still not good. The metal portions look a lot better than they did, and obviously they're full of scratches, but at least they're very clean and shiny now. Chain rings are looking much better, but that obviously is due to the gunk. Here's the cassette, nice and clean, apart from the black areas where the surface has been worn away by use. Down inside the cassette you can see it's pretty clean as a result of the bike floss. And I was happy with the water displacer, the maintenance spray. That did a good job at forcing moisture out of there. Right, I'll now apply the lube, and that's job done. And then I can give you my final verdict on the products. So finally, I'm just going to apply the bike lube to the chain now, and the jockey wheels as well. I'm going to be applying the dry lube because this is a hot country. Right, all sorted. Verdict time, the moment of truth. So, the moment of truth. Purple Harry products, are they any good? Should you buy them? Let's go through them. So, the bike floss. In the end, I only ended up using one. Couldn't find a use for the others. To those hard to reach areas that only these can get to, they do a very good job. The one I used between my cassette did a great job. So what I would say is, if you're a professional bike cleaner, like somebody who does this for a living, or you do exhibitions, or for some, maybe you have a business, these are probably a really good product to buy. They're £4 basically for only 3. So I think for what they are, they're quite expensive because they are essentially disposable items. So yeah, if you're a professional bike cleaner or you're someone who's very meticulous, then I would recommend these if you're willing to pay the money. Bike maintenance spray does exactly what it says on the tin. It's a good product, it works, it smells good. I like the dispenser at the top. This thing here, I like the fact it's got a screw top so I can empty it all out if I want to. It actually smells really good. It's like one of those smells that you could get addicted to sniffing. It's properly nice smell. Yeah, it works just as well as GT85 or something along those lines. It's more expensive than GT85. A 750 milliliter bottle will set you back $8.99. Whereas at the moment you can get 800 milliliters of GT85 spray cans for £6. So, you know, the choice is yours. But it's a good product. Bike polish and frame protector. Again, seemed to work well. It's a nice product, easy to apply. You know, just seemed to do a fairly good job. I don't use any polish or bike protector on my bike. I never have. But if I decided I wanted to start using a bike polish, then I would use this. It's good. It works well. This one, the bike cleaner and degreaser. That's what I think to that. It was absolute rubbish. I would have been there all day. I emptied the entire bottle and it did absolutely nothing. It did no better than fairy liquid in warm water. If you want a decent degreaser at similar price for a similar amount, I mean, they don't actually include online how much you get in their larger bottle. I couldn't find a measurement. I'm guessing it's another 750 milliliters. You can get a litre of Gunk for about the same price, if not a little bit cheaper, and it does a much better job. So do not buy that. That would be my personal recommendation. Don't buy it. The helmet sanitizer and glove sanitizer and shoe sanitizer, I used it on my helmet, I used it on my shoes. It smells quite nice when you first use it. It smells a little bit like berries. It wears off very quickly. It doesn't linger, the smell doesn't linger. That might be a positive, that might be a negative. I can't tell you whether it kills 99% of bacteria like it professes to do. I guess you just have to trust it. Would I buy it? Probably not. I would rather go out and spend similar money. I mean, this sanitizer comes $5.99, so £6 for a 250 milliliter bottle, and you can buy a bottle of concentrated Dettol for 250 milliliters for £275, and that you could water down in a solution and put it in a spray bottle like this and spray that onto your helmet. And I love the smell of Dettol, and that definitely does kill bacteria because people have been using it in their houses for years, and you know, it's a cheaper option. So would I buy this? No. Is it a good idea? Yes. 50-50 on this one again. And the lubricants. We're talking more expensive. These lubricants are more expensive than their competitor. They're vastly more expensive than what I use. Basic Asda maintenance oil. I mean, Asda maintenance oil for 125 milliliters is £175. And this lube is $6.99. So as for wet lube, no, I probably wouldn't buy it. Never used dry lube personally. Never used bike specific lube before. Is it any good? I'm gonna have to do some mileage on it before I can tell you that. Smells nice. That's all I can say about it really. Would I buy it? No, I wouldn't buy them. Simply because I prefer the cheaper alternative, and I've had no problems with the cheaper alternative. So that's Purple Harry products. So these are the things I wouldn't buy. Sanitizer, no. This, there a maybe. These I probably would. Okay, that's the end of my review. Hope you enjoyed the review. Hopefully it was useful to you. And as always, stay safe.